Hey Stash fans, welcome back to the Mully Stash Show. Fleck and I don't know what he's doing back there. Fleck and I are on the way to the vet. He is going to get his staples removed today. So this is just a little update about Fleck. So 2 weeks ago today is when he had the biopsy done, and they said he had cancer and that he had 2 months to live. And then that Thursday, he got real wobbly and he collapsed, and he hit his face on the floor right where he had the biopsy done, and he was unable to move, and he laid there with his legs straight out, I don't know, paralyzed. And I carried him around the house and put him on a blanket and drug him around the house and carried him outside, and he was that way Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's hard to do this. Anyway, and then Sunday when I had woke up in the middle of the night, I made a nest for him and I put him on the other side of the bedroom, and I woke up because I heard something and he was laying by the bed, so he must have crawled over, and then I saw him. I told him to go back to the nest, and he kind of crawled back to the nest, so I just assumed he was crawling. And then I was off on last week Monday, so I was out working on the Stella. I think that's the day I made the video, and I saw him move around the yard a few different times, and I just assumed he was crawling. But the vet called, and they said they need to see him. And then Monday night I looked out the window, and he was actually up walking, and he was walking very, very difficult, like a newborn baby giraffe. And then Tuesday he was walking more, but he was still very wobbly, and we went to the vet, and they thought he was just on the medicine they prescribed, and that's why he was walking that way. But I stopped giving him that medicine on Sunday because I thought maybe that's why he wasn't moving, but he was still very wobbly. So they thought maybe that the tumor went back and is in his spinal cord, because on the MRI they can see something abnormal, but they don't have enough of it because that's where the MRI ends, so they don't know what is there. So they thought maybe he had a bleed. But he's on steroids now, and he's seeming to do pretty good. The swelling in the tumor went down quite a bit. It's unfortunate because it's still giving me false hope, because he's actually acting like he's doing so much better, and like the vet said, aside from the cancer, he's actually a pretty healthy dog. So it really sucks because he's been playful and having fun the last couple of days. Today he's a little more sluggish or slow than normal, but I don't know, he seems to be doing okay. He got up on the seat in the van himself. So I don't know, but we're on the way to get the staples removed, and it healed really good, so it almost looked like he healed the staples into his face, so that's not great. But that's the story of Fleck, if y'all are wondering. He's doing, I guess, as good as he can be right now. I am concerned because, like I said, he's a little bit slower today, so I don't know what's going on with that, but we will find out. So you'll notice I'm not in my truck. So this is a minivan I acquired as a way to, well, my parents helped me out getting it, so they acquired it and gifted it. But it's a shit. There is some gnarly storm in front of us. I think we need to turn around because the van doesn't work in the rain. I got the van to haul the dogs from Arizona to Louisiana. I may have to wait. It's a big, scary thunderclap. But anyway, I digress, per usual. Fleck and I are going to get the truck, the Unicorn, and then we're going to go head back to the vet, so we're going to be super late for our appointment. But he's going to get the staples removed and a checkup, and then I will update you guys and keep you posted. I mean, look, he's seeming like he's doing pretty good, and he's eating fine and drinking fine. Because during that Thursday to Sunday, he wouldn't drink anything, and he would only eat if I hand-fed him. up until Monday night when I made that last video. But I started mixing 50-50 pumpkin and water, and I think he was dehydrated, and I think that was a problem, part of it. And once I think he was hydrated and able to start passing things again, I think he was stopped up. I think that made all the difference in the world. So anyway, I will keep you updated when we get out of the vet, and I'll let you know what's going on. So we just got the staples removed out of Fleck's face. The incision is doing really good. Fleck's doing really good. 2 weeks ago they gave him 2 months, and the biopsy officially came back. It is an osteosarcoma. Big words, no bueno. But apparently his cancer tumor makes its own blood supply, so it fills up with blood, and that's why it's getting so big. Unfortunately, there is no really cure for this because it's on his face. They said if it was anywhere from his neck down, they could heal him. When they did the biopsy, they said they couldn't have any treatment, and now there is chemo. Chemo is a treatment. But they said it's going to be a few $1,000s, which that sucks because I really don't have. But I still want to talk to the specialist just to see what they think. Because they said chemo wouldn't cure him, but it could slow down the progression. And if it's spreading throughout his body, it would stop the spreading throughout his body. But until then, he's on steroids right now. He's on steroids right now, and when he's done with that, because apparently they have really bad side effects, so they're going to put him on a carprofen or Rimadyl, which is kind of like doggy ibuprofen, and that is a type of chemo in a sense. I guess the vet just explained it to me that the chemo that we think of with the IV stuff is they put as much poison in as possible to kill as much cancer as possible. But that's with humans. With dogs, they put just enough in to try to stop the progression, but not enough to kill the cancer. But that enough kills the little free radicals and stuff. But then the Rimadyl, apparently that prevents, I'm not really sure how it works. I'll have to look into it, because he said the literature doesn't necessarily agree with what he told me, but apparently it would possibly help the tumor prevent the tumor from making its own blood supply. And I guess that's the nature of this osteosarcoma. There's so many big words, and they just lay it all on you because it's all second nature to say these words to them, so they just spit it all out at once. And then people with small vocabularies and not very smart, you got to really listen and try to figure out what they're actually saying. So, but they were thinking $3,000 or $4,000 for the dude. Stop looking yourself. You're on camera, bro. You're right there. That's way too much. It's kind of shitty that they put a price tag on my dog. And maybe that's why they make so much money, is because they work off of emotions. And trust me, if I could make a GoFundMe page or whatever, I would, because the more time I spend with him, I'm not ready to say goodbye to him. And like I said, 2 weeks ago they gave him 2 months, but that could change. They said that's the average for this case. They didn't say how much the chemo could extend it. I'm not ready to say goodbye, but also today, because he's doing so good, the doctor said that he doesn't have an expiration date. Every dog is different, and that's just the average. I don't know. So I guess not great news. Everything's kind of what we thought. I guess the only good news is he's still doing good, and that's good. And I do want to talk to the specialist to see about the chemo, just to see what they think, if it's worth it and how much it would be and stuff like that. Unfortunately, since it's it's in his bones have already been eaten away, that he'll never get those back. And I don't know, he's my dog, he's my best friend, and if I could spend $4,000 to save him and give him, you know, how many more years, that's one thing, but if you spend $4,000 just to slow it down and only extend a few months, that's messed up. But his eyes leaking. We're gonna spend all the time we can together and have as much fun as we can together. So it is a lot less swollen now with the steroids. It's more handsome from this way. He's a good boy. All right, so that's pretty much it. This video is just about an update for Fleck. And so really, he's walking and eating and doing everything. He's kind of sluggish, but he's drinking a lot and he's peeing all over the place. But he's back to eating dry dog food without me having to hand feed him, which is kind of good. I still have some liver and pork chops I've been feeding him, but I'm trying to save as much as I can for when this starts getting bad again. But anyway, so thanks for tuning into the Mully Stash Show. And if anybody has a clue on how to do the whole GoFundMe thing, please let me know in the comments or send me a message directly, because if there was anything I could do to save Fleck, I would. And unfortunately, the only thing that's stopping me is money. But again, thanks for watching, and so I will keep you updated with him, and I'll try to get a new Project Stella video out when I can get parts, or even if I try making a part, we'll do that. And anyway, thanks for watching the Mully Stash Show. I hope you like and subscribe. And I need to turn my fan on because I can't see it fogging up. So, alright, until next time. Alright, Stash fans. So it has been a week since we went to get Fleck's staples removed from his face. I recorded that day to give an update. However, I haven't published that until today. So I'm going to include this update at the end of the update from last week. So it's been 3 weeks now since the biopsy, and that's not good, because the vet had initially gave Fleck 2 months, so that would be 5 weeks left. However, I don't think he's doing so good. The vet also said when we got the staples out that he doesn't have an expiration date, but in the last 2 days, his tumor has been rapidly getting bigger. It went down quite a bit with the steroids, and he was doing really good, but now he seems, because they keep talking like it could spread to his lungs, and I don't know, they said he pants a lot from the steroids, so I don't know if he's having trouble breathing or if he's panting from the steroids, but he's not climbing up on the furniture real easy on his own unless I kind of help him along. So that's not good. I'm kind of worried. We did set up an appointment with the oncologist. However, that's not until the 15th. So that's what? I think, I'm not sure the date. I think today's the 6th. So, yeah, that's a long time away from now. I don't like that because it's only been 2 or 3 days since this really got huge. And since he's going at that rate, and the other night he started to sound like he was wheezing at night. 2 nights ago, but then last night he seemed okay. So I don't know, 15th is a long way off. And we're going to just talk about if we can treat him and the cost. Apparently it's going to be expensive. So I remember in my previous update I was talking about making a GoFundMe page, but I looked into that, and apparently GoFundMe uses a lot of fees. So what I decided to do is I decided to make a PayPal account just for helping Fleck, for the medical cost of Fleck, because we're trying to get $4,000 so we can give him his chemo if that's what the surgeon recommends, because that's the estimated cost. And I would do anything I could to save my dog, because he's my best friend. So I will put the address below for the PayPal account to save Fleck. And I don't really have a whole bunch of social media, but I do ask that you would forward this off to your friends and family and so on and so forth, kind of make a chain so we could save my dog. We would really appreciate that. Fleck would really appreciate that. So yeah, I will definitely update as soon as I can. I don't know if I'll make another Fleck update until we see the oncologist. I might, but I'm hoping I don't have to update anything unless it's good news. And as of now, it doesn't look like it's good news. So this is really tearing me apart. He's not doing great, and yeah, this really sucks, really bad. So hopefully you guys could, donate a little bit, and have your friends and family donate a little bit, so we can get him taken care of and give him some more years, because I'm not ready to let go yet. And also, maybe your thoughts and prayers could be with him as well. I figure if we put enough of this out in the universe, maybe his cancer will turn around and run the other way. So unfortunately, this hasn't been a good video, nor has it been a good update. But I know some of you have been questioning how my dog's doing. He's not doing so good yet. He's kind of cute, but he's not doing good, and we're just giving you guys an update. So we will update again when we can. So until next time, thank you for watching the Molly Stash Show.